Hi, girls. It's Thursday, July the 23rd. Riding home with me from work again. So, it's so funny. I have so many stories that come to me, and then, like, when it's time to do them, I can't. I have to struggle to remember them, and then, of course, I have to think about what to say. And also, I have to tell you, because I usually go back and watch part of these videos anyway to make sure they sound okay and everything. And it is amazing to me how I talk and my facial expressions and even the pauses between words, for goodness sakes, is so much like my brother, Uncle Joel. I mean, anyway, it's just crazy, I think. Anyway, whatever. Okay. So, I was going to tell you, so I told you that my father, Papa Doug, Grumpy Doug, as some would call him, was a fighter pilot. And so, there's a lot of steps that you have to go through to become one of those. First, you have to get accepted into the Air Force officer program, and then you have to go to an officer training school where you learn how to be in the Air Force, basically. And then you have to go to learn how to fly jets. And at that time, which would have been probably 1968, when I was 4 or 5, we were sent to an Air Force base called in a place called Big Springs, Texas. And maybe again you could have Jenny or your dad show you on the computer where Big Springs, Texas is, but it's way out in West Texas, near a big bend in the Rio Grande River. You know, I feel like, have I told you this before? I don't know. I'm sorry if I did. Just skip it and go to the next one. But I don't know if I've told you this before or I just had thought about telling you. I'm sorry. So, anyway, but close to this, and Big Spring, Texas is probably still there, but the Air Force base that was there, it closed years ago. I mean, maybe 30 years ago. But anyway, it's close to this big bend in the Rio Grande River, the border between the United States and Mexico. And there's a place called Big Bend National Park. And it's a pretty wild place. Probably not one of the more popular national parks. It's very deserty. It's pretty harsh climate, harsh environment. But anyway, so we went, and I don't have a lot of memories from this time in my life, but I do have this memory. So we went there, Uncle Joel, Mama and Papa, Janet and Doug, and while we were there, my dad walked across the Rio Grande River. Now, keep in mind that this is something now that is a really big thing, because that's how sometimes people will immigrate from Mexico, by crossing the river. So my dad walked across, and if I remember correctly, it seemed like it was very wide at that point in the river, and it was fairly fast moving. But I do remember him wading across. It wasn't very deep, but oh, nice. So yeah, welcome to North Carolina. That was a doofus beside me in his big redneck truck, revving it up for all to hear. Okay. So anyway, so he walked across the Rio Grande River, which means he went from the United States to Mexico and then turned around and came back. I think if you did that now, you probably would get arrested by the Border Patrol unless you had your passport with you or something. But anyway, I like I said, that's a memory that I have from when I was your age-ish, and I do remember that it seems to me that in that park, what you found was mostly like sand and rock and cactus and and dry plants. So maybe you could ask Jenny or your dad to look up Big Bend National Park, and you can see what that looked like. As a matter of fact, when I get home, I'm going to do that too. Okay, that's what I got. Maybe not the best story I've ever told, but anyway, talk to you girls later. Love you.